Kia ora. Good evening, beautiful world. Let's see if I can get that a little bit higher. How are we all? Let's see if I can share the live. I had like a 3-hour sleep this afternoon because I needed it. You can see the messy sleep here. If you are new here, welcome to Ride Your Stigma. My name is Madeline Lee. I am an intuitive healer, a mindset mentor, herpes advocate or support person, and twerk fitness and expressive emotive dance coach. So welcome to the Ride Your Stigma space and community and family. We're going to pull some intuitive messages this evening. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so hot right now. It's like, before I was in my dressing gown, I was like, I'm just going to do a dressing gown card live reading. And then I was like, nah, I feel like getting dressed at this time, 6:40 at night in the evening. And then I was like, oh, I always get so hot when I do card readings. So I was like, I'll just get changed. And now already I've just got this big hot flush of like, shh, my energy just like lights on fire. Anyone that reads cards for others or reads cards for themselves or does psychic readings or energy work, you will know what I mean by this, but it's so huge. It took me a while to actually understand that it was like all the energy starting to flow through me, the messages, the things coming through. All right, we have shared the live. Is anyone on? Hello, beautiful Stacey. Stacey says, hello, beautiful lady. Could I please have a message? Yes, you beautifully can. I will stay online this time. That would be fantastic. You definitely can. Before we jump into cards, guys, I just want to touch on that I have a new program that is like brewing, building, and moving behind the scenes called Elevate Your Dream Life Consciousness. So that will be out shortly, and we'll have some more details being dropped about that in the next little while as well. So stay tuned if there is a calling to stepping into a beautiful, expansive space. I've got 2 decks today, lovely people. We got Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light. We've got colour cards today. Feel Like Colour, The Secret Language of Colour Cards by Inner Seagull. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. There's someone on here that's really hot or fiery, or there's some anger, or there's some frustration, or there's some excitement of some sort. I have some big life changes going on behind the scenes at the moment in my personal life. Maybe that's a bit of the excitement or the heat that I'm kind of feeling. Kind of coming through possibly. So we're just going to start with one collective card and then Stace, I will pull you a message, but let's just start. We're going to start with one collective card from each deck. If you're needing to ground today when you're joining us, if you're coming in live or on the replay, just take a moment to take a few big, deep breaths. I'm already just getting the message. Just putting your feet on the ground. You'll be your feet on the ground. Grounding. A lot about grounding coming through this week, beautifuls. So if you haven't grounded yourself, or if you're going, what is grounding? Or if you've just got slack with grounding yourself lately. It's like, can you just ground yourself? Take those socks and shoes off. Get those bare tootsies out and like that birdie is like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 ground yourself. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's one collective. Did you see that fly? Beautiful. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? First collective card from Rebecca Campbell's. Beautiful, work your light. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Feels like opening this, like the first, it's interesting because it says how are you being called to step up and lead, and then the first thing that comes through is like leadership, like step up, be loud, speak out, be assertive, with all those things, you know, like speak out. Like when I hear the word lead or what's coming through, it's like almost like it's like, how are you being called to step up and lead? It's like, yeah, lead. I've got to be loud. I've got to be bright. I've got to be all these things. I've got to blah, 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 blah. It's busy in here, guys. And then we look at her arms there. You can see her arms just here with the like sparkles of light sitting on her hands, almost just here. It's almost like you can lead, like the message today in this card, you can lead, you don't have to be loud to lead. So I don't know if I'm fucking talking to myself or if there's someone else out there that needs to hear this as well. It's almost like we don't have to scream and yell, and like, of course there's a time and a place, and of course there's, and then I don't like those words. I'm like, I said those words and then I'm like, they came out, so they came out, they're meant to come out. But at the same time, it's like, no, it's not a time and a place thing of appropriateness. It's more like, it's like sometimes to lead we need to be loud, we need to be vocal, we need to be assertive, we need to speak out, use that voice, come through our throat. And then other times, like today, it's almost like, what are you being called to step, like to call in and to step up to lead doesn't have to mean that you have to go, yeah, I'm leading all the time. It's almost like shining a light on the more, on a different angle of like, you can lead with open arms and calm serenity, like calm surrender of leading into what is purposeful and in alignment for you, and it just shines gently on your hands. Like that's what I'm kind of, it's like you can lead by just being authentically yourself. Just by being who you are already, you are leading. You are leading even though you may not feel like you're in a leadership role, or the label or the box that we fit into in society of telling us that we lead. You are already leading authentically by being yourself, because we witness and experience and are exposed to each other, whether it's little people around us, whether it's younger people around us, whether it's older people, whether it's different people with different experiences and different wisdom and different skills and different understanding and all of the things. It's like we lead by leading ourselves and just being who we are. So what is calling you to come into more in tuneness with your leading of being just exactly who you already are? Ooh, that was potent. I loved that. Stacey says, definitely grounding need it, lol. Yes. I'm feeling that too. One of the energy messages this week, Stace, that I kind of had come through was just grounded action. Instead of, well, maybe not even instead of, maybe focusing intention and attention on grounded action rather than allowing the chaoticness of stress and I've got all these things to do and blah, 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 and there's so much to complete in such a small amount of time and I wanted to do this and blah, 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 blah. Just coming into center, putting feet on ground, grounding, taking deep breaths. I'm getting heaps about just taking deep breaths, feet on ground, grounding, and then going, okay, so what is the next action? Even if it's one small action, like, okay, I'm going to have dinner. Grounded action of I'm going to make dinner, or I'm going to clean the house, Or, okay, I'm going to ring that appointment and I'm going to book that appointment. Or I'm going to look at my calendar and I'm going to block out some time for myself, or block out some time for those goals or that career path or that routine that I'm trying to implement and change in my life. Interesting. This one was on the top of the deck when I opened the deck as well. Pearl. So there's our color cards. Pearl 25. Connect to the divine. So it's interesting that this one has come out after, like, the similar color is kind of here on her hands, if that makes sense. To me, connect to the divine. It's almost like a not a luxury, what's the word? Like an elegant feel, this color for me right now. It's like elegance, feel of elegance and calmness and quality. And it's like, can you go for quality and elegance and feel good rather than rushing things? And it's almost like quality over quantity, which we hear a lot in our everyday life, if that makes sense. It's almost like, for me, that's Pearl 25, connect to the divine. See what our book says, you know? Page 50. Excuse my sniffle. Connect to the divine. Pearl is a special shade of white that calms. Straight away I'm like, yep, calming, yep. That calms, purifies, and promotes faith. It allows you to flow with life and connect to your divine nature, the color of personal integrity, truth, and loyalty. Pearl brings clarity, peace, and harmony into your life. To strengthen your connection to the divine, visualize pearly light, which I feel like the pearly light was on that other card as well. So big, very, very powerful. Love that color. Okay. Beautiful Stacey, if you can just let me know that you're still here, beautiful soul, and we will pull you some messages. Oh my gosh, I'm so fiery hot. Are you really hot today? Not hot in heat, Stacey, but are you heated in your emotion or something? Or is there someone else on here that's really heated in emotion or excitement or really high vibe, or like there's a lot of heat coming through? Heat can mean so many different things for different people, but I'm like freaking hot. I'm burning up right now. I'm about to break out of sweat and I'm just sitting here. So I don't know where this heat is coming from, but maybe there's someone out there watching or listening, or it is meant to come through of some sort. I'm feeling something of heat, of energy, of fieriness. Are we fiery, passionate about something? Stacey says, yes, I'm here. Beautiful. Okay, let's start with the color card for you, Stace, today. And then we get red. Are you fiery or are you fiery? Felt like I haven't been able to shift my mood for over a week now. Stacey. Yep, I'm like angry, frustrated, and stuck. Feeling so could be me. Like, yeah, fuck it. And then we get red. Literally, like, as I was reading your message, then I was like, and red is fiery. It's like, you know, like you think of a fire going, or like there's coals in the fire, and it's like, Frick, I look like a little monster. Red, free yourself from pain. Thank you so much for sharing the above emotions. I'll just say, yeah, I'm like angry, frustrated, stuck, feeling so could be me. Felt like I haven't been able to shift my mood for over a week now. So, color card for you, red, to free yourself from pain. I'm just going to read your message at first, and then I will talk into what is kind of, what are we, read, 17. Red, free yourself from pain. Red contains unlimited energy, and like maybe that's what I'm feeling. I feel like that is what I'm feeling right now. It's like a lot of hot energy. Red contains unlimited energy, vitality, and power, and draws money and prosperity into your life. It is a powerful agent for healing blood disorders, improving circulation, healing diseases, drying up sores or wounds, warming cold areas of your body, and reducing pain. And because red releases adrenaline to stimulate mental and physical energy, red can relieve depression. Use a red sword of light to heal on all levels. So there's also a, I'm just going to read it because it's short, like a little, they give like a little healing exercise with these color cards as well. So I'll read it out for you, Stacey, anyway, in case you would like to do it or hear it. Free from pain. Imagine, so it's like a little exercise, a little thing that you can do, if that makes sense. Imagine you have a red sword of light. At the tip of the sword, there is a red star, which has incredible healing power. When the star touches anything sick, it dissolves the sickness right out of your body. Visualize touching different parts of your body that need healing with the red sword. Say, Divine intelligence, move your healing light through my body and mind so I can return to a state of vibrant health. So it's quite potent, hey? That's quite heavy. It's quite extreme. It's almost like, so I want to say this frustration, this anger, this stuck mood, free yourself from pain straight away, Stacey. It's like, so what are you resisting? What emotions are you resisting? What change are you resisting? What shadows are you resisting shining light on, or sitting with, or being with, or allowing to be there? It's almost like free yourself from pain, like the red, the anger, frustration, feelings. So when we're stuck, so one thing I want to say with frustration too, it's like, so when we get frustrated and we feel stuck and we've got all the anger and the frustration and the confusion, most often it means we are so close to having a new breakthrough. We are moving, recalibrating, changing, and something, and we feel like it's like a give up point, or it's like, I'm fucking frustrated. And there is sometimes, and I'm wondering if in this case that is coming through, that it's like you're feeling all this frustration and all of these things are, it's frustrating and you're feeling fucking stuck. But that is the crunch of like, okay, keep going and sitting with this and listen to your intuition throughout it. Just sit with it and be the observer. Okay, so well, why? Why am I angry? Why am I frustrated? What is this teaching me? What is this telling me? What is this shining red light on, so that I can break through into the next space? And often when I experience really intense frustration or confusion, it's like, oh, and then it all of a sudden erupts. So it's like, it could possibly mean that you are about to step through into breaking through into something new, into a new level, into a new understanding, into a new learning, into a new version of self, into a next layer of, or next level of, for yourself. And there was something else that was, but also what, like I keep on getting, what are you resisting in this, if that makes sense? What can you choose when you are ready, when you've had enough of the stuckness, the frustration, the anger? What are you resisting that you can choose to trust, let go, and release the resistance? Because the more that we have resistance, and it's also not, I'm getting the voice of, it's also not shaming yourself for feeling these things. Do not, it's like, I'm getting the message like, do not resent yourself, do not shame yourself, or about all these emotions coming up. They're natural. There's nothing wrong with them. They're natural. They're inevitable. We're human. We're soul. Like it happens. So it's not a shaming of self for being in these spaces or places or emotions. But when you choose and make the choice to, okay, I've had enough of sitting in this stuck place, or right now you might be, actually, no, I'm allowed to be frustrated right now, and that is okay, that is divine. Be in that place, be in that space, and then when you make that choice, that decision to start to release and let go of that resistance, that is divine too. Stacey says, yep, XX, yep, I need the shift change 100. Yeah, beautiful. I hope that that resonates in some way. And yeah, just being gentle on self. Like something I did a live about crying yesterday, about how crying is release, and crying actually brings calmness to us, and it's a vital element of it. And it's the same with all these other emotions like frustration and anger and stuff. We've learned so much from society and from our conditioning and programming and all the things out there in the world, that like if we're frustrated, oh, just stop being frustrated, let it go, chill out, relax. Well, no, I'm frustrated, and frustration and anger and all of these bits and shadows and all of this stuff, it's like, these are part of us too. The reason we have shadows is because we push them away. We push them away and push them away, and they will keep coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back until we give them attention. Because they have been avoided, they have been pushed down, they have been pushed away. And it is the same with these more, I suppose, labeled emotions of negative emotions like anger or frustration, etc. They still need light so that they can come out to feel heard, because there is some layer underneath that needs to surface to come out of us, yeah? So, okay, let's pull you one more card, Stace, from Work Your Light. Ooh. 10 of them on the floor. One card already fell out when I was shuffling then, so I've just popped it on the ground, but we'll read that in a minute. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So I think this really relates to resistance, Stacey, today. I'm going to read from the book from that one, but align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So I think this is really related to what the hell are you, like I'm getting, what the hell are you resisting? Like, what is it? Have you even told yourself? Do you know? Do you know, or is that not in your awareness yet? And either is okay. It's almost like, do you know what you're resisting, or are you resisting it and you're not yet aware or conscious of it, or you're not too sure what it is, and either is okay, wherever you are. Stacey says, thank you, hun. I need this reading. It's grounding me, taking that crazy screwed up feeling away. You are so welcome, beautiful. Just gonna tingles. But yeah, it's align your life. What is not aligned and needs to change. So you can even see in her face, it's like you can see your eye through there, and it's almost like you're here and you're peering through, and you know. And it's interesting because I've just been through some stuff in my personal life as well that I know where my alignment is, but I wasn't willing to do some things. I wasn't willing. And that's not usually like me. So it's almost like you can see she's glaring through, those eyes are coming through, that's you, that's your alignment. But there's all this junk, not junk, but like there's all this in front of us, in front of you, that it's like this is the resistance to the change, because it's unfamiliar, it's scary, it's nerve-wracking, it's unknown, it's all of those things, it's uncomfortable at times. So it's like, what is not aligned and needs to change? And I'm not sure if you already know where your resistance is or not. Stacey says, I don't know what exactly I'm needing, but I know I need growth of some sort, and that takes time sometimes as well. I want to say, Stacey, like, beautiful for your honesty. Thank you, and thank you for sharing that, because it's like, for the last 2 months I haven't known. I've been in a give up space with my business, not a space, should I say a feeling, but knowing that I never give up, and I know where my passion and my heart is. But it's similar to that, like, but I know I need growth of some sort, and sometimes we just feel that lostness. And when we feel that lostness, it's often because we're recalibrating. It's because we're going into a new level of self and moving, and these different choices and all of these different things, but we've never experienced them before. And that's why sometimes we feel out of space with these certain bits and pieces. I'm just going to read this one from the book for you. Align Your Life 34. Oh my god, I'm so hot. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? So before I keep reading, it's almost like sometimes it's things that are so obvious that we thought that we would never let go of, or that we never needed to, or not that they're unhealthy or healthy, if that makes any sense. But it's like Stace, like, it could be something really simple that you thought, oh, I don't really need to let that go. It's not causing me any particular, like, big, loud, severe issues. But at the same time, is it serving you? Do you actually like it anymore? Do you actually love it? Do you actually need it? Do you want it, or do you not? And then it might feel obscured, is the word I'm getting, if that makes sense. Like, is it really aligned with you? But maybe because the society or everyone around you, or most people, it appears that most people, or you committed your word to doing something, and you're like, well, I said it and I'm committing to my word. Well, does it feel fucking aligned? And then you might go, well, no. Then it's okay to stop. It doesn't mean you're giving up. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. It doesn't mean that you unfinished a thing. If it doesn't fucking feel aligned and alive, you don't gotta do it. You make the rules. You choose. We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Holy shit, Stace. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facet than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. Oh my god, I'm so hot right now. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were, or the things that you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now, to courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity. To embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. Work your light inquiry question. What in your life is not aligned or needs to change? So big, Stacey. So big. And I want to say there was a bit in there about relationships. The job, the relationship, and the masculine. Something came out with about relationships, even if it's best friends or people very close to you, or colleagues or family members, that there's almost like this expectation that you are not to let go of, or you are not to, like, or that we almost feel shame or guilt if we are growing away from them and we just don't get along with them anymore, we just don't talk with them anymore, we just don't we don't align with it, we just don't. And this is part of self-development and growth and spirituality, I want to say as well, is that there was so many times, so I have been through so many cycled over of like growth and then next level, growth, next level. And then so I was reflecting the other day, guys, that I've actually been through a lot of friends, if that makes sense, been through a lot of friends in the last few years, but it's because I've been on such a propelling forward. I've been just like really on like obsessive growth, obsessive healing, obsessive learning and understanding of myself and other things and this work and the healing and all of the stuff. But then when we grow, we'll meet people that are kind of mirroring us and in our journey, or just little bits of past versions and pieces of ourselves. And then when we move to the next level, if that person isn't exactly growing at the same pace or path as us, and their journey is different because all our journeys are different, we're like, oh yeah, we feel really aligned, and all of a sudden we grow, and then we're like on this other thing, and the other person's over there, and we're going, oh, what the fuck? Oh, now I don't know how to have a conversation with that person. There's been some situations and social circumstances. I don't really drink anymore, but I do probably a couple of times a year. I'll have a real big blowout and go to a cool concert or something, and then I'll drink, but I don't do it on a regular basis. That was something that fucking changed so fucking big for me, because I would want to be involved and connect with people that I used to, because I value them as people. I love them. They're my friends and all these things. And then I would go to these social event and be like, I'm not drinking. I'm just going to come and say hi. And then I'd get there and I was like, oh, what is this conversation about? This conversation's about that person's getting with that person. And I'm like, I don't find this a fun conversation. And then I didn't know how to make conversation with them, etc. And then so I'm going on a big tangent here, Stacey. But, you know, like, you can see, and it's not about the drinking or the conversation. It's just about, like, the different alignment that kind of, like, you know, like, spreads and moves and shifts as we are on a self-development healing journey. And it really does, like, with, what did you say here? Kia ora, beautiful Millie. Lovely to have you here. Yes, you can have a message after Stacey's. Stacey says, my family is a huge thing right now, to be honest. Yeah, huge, 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 absolutely huge. Like, I'm not in line with things. Yeah, huge, Stacey. Like, I went through it big time with my family. Like, it's interesting with my family, like, for a while there, I was in that space, like, real big space. Like, I didn't really talk to my family. I didn't really, like, I checked on them every now and then, but I just didn't align with them. Like, our interest was totally different. The work I was doing was very, very, it just didn't align. It just didn't, and it didn't feel alive for me to talk to them about certain things. And some people, you know, it's like expectations of, like, family. You got to care about them. You got to spend time with them. It's not that I don't love them. I love them dearly. I love them fucking dearly. But we just don't twist together the same anymore, because I'm on this totally different journey, and now I have a soul family and a soul tribe that we really connect, and only us understand each other, and everyone has different interests and different things going on, and it's okay. It does not mean, and there's a society fucking expectation on things like fucking family that we are supposed to, well, they're your family, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. No, you fucking don't. You do what's right for you in your heart. Of course, respect them. Of course, shine love, but be real and be raw. That if you do not connect with something that's going on, or relationships in your life, you are not to be shamed for that. Your life is yours, and it is your journey. Yes, those are parts of you that were you when you were a baby, when you were in your mum's tummy, when you were conceived, all of those deep things. But at the same time, it's not saying that you're disrespecting them or loving them any less, because you have found more of who you are and being in your life for you, putting yourself first, your journey first. That does not mean, I almost want to say, that does not mean you're a bad person, because you are different. You are your own individual. You are you, yeah? The other card that came out, Stacey, the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Big shining, beautiful light. I just feel centered too. So like the picture here, it's like the light again is like like through like grounding. Girl, I don't even know. Do you need to go on a bushwalk and just walk? Just walk and breathe in nature. Leave the phone at home. It's like, leave the phone at home. Let's read this one from the book, and then we'll see if beautiful Millie is still on, and we will give her a message for today. The Age of Light, 86. And I also want to say, just before we read this as well, I want to say the growth and the changing of relationships, whether it's family, friends, colleagues, people, random people that you connect with, like everyone's different, but I have met the most incredible people through social media, through my business, through my self-development, through courses I have done, etc., all around the fucking world. And literally it opened my fucking mind to realizing how many different types of people are out there, especially when we live in like a little small town, or when we live in New Zealand, we haven't really traveled very much or something like that. It really starts to open us to realize that there is so much diversity out there. There are so many different modalities. There's so many different belief systems, cultures, ethnicities, experiences that we can share with people. And once we hit a self-development journey, it never fucking stops. Once we say yes to it and we've stepped into it and we've activated our self-development, growth, healing journey, it never fucking stops, and we're always growing. And as we grow, it does get hard. Sometimes it does get lonely, and sometimes it feels like, where the fuck is a tribe that gets me, that understands me, that is, I just feel alone, even though there's so many people around me, but they just don't get me the same. And that is why, I was going to also share with my Elevate program that is going to be dropping in the next few weeks, guys. There's also, I'm going to have a monthly paid membership space called Vibe Tribe Transcendence, which is going to be like a paid membership for a monthly membership, and we're going to have trainings around intuition, business, healing, all sorts, business, money, energy, emotions, all of that stuff. And it is a tribe space that can be held with like-minded people that are on this journey, so that you can feel connected and in community, that people get you, that you can share, that there is no judgment, that there is no woo-woo, that whatever comes up for you is fucking real. So finding a space like that, whether it's mine that opens in the next month or so, Vibe Tribe Transcendence, or finding another space that you feel totally fucking alive to share what's on top, and it does not fucking matter. You are just sharing and people are listening, and other people get you because they're on a similar journey of their own. It can be so fucking potent as well, yeah? So stay tuned for Vibe Tribe Transcendence too. It is going to be fucking delicious. It has been brewing for a few months, and I just haven't felt the energy to get it out there until now. So it will be coming. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this. You've been training for this life for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this lifetime. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward. That is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. Freaking fucking potent. Freaking fucking potent. Stacey says, oh my god, that's how I'm feeling. Like I don't click with anyone right now. Feel like I'm not knowing who or what I'm needing. Love, death, or depth, connection, a friendship. Oh my god, I'm so interested in that, and new programs. I'm needing a new shift and learning in my life. Fuck yes, girl. So yep, it's fucking natural, and I have found I finally, only in the last couple of months, started to shift into a new space of understanding the levels of, like, it can get fucking lonely sometimes. Like, there is some, yeah, it's a journey, girl, and it really is, like, especially because you're recalibrating all of what you've only ever known for however long you are. Like, I'm 29 years old. For up until when I started my journey, I was like kind of 26 when I started kind of my self-development journey. That's 26 fucking years of me just doing the same thing and having the same kind of people around me, the kind of people that would, you know, just are happy drinking, and that's okay. If that's them, that's their journey. But this is someone that I evolved into not being, into a different version of myself. And it was like, that was my norm. And when we break away from that, we're like, oh, but everyone in my life does old versions of what I used to do, and now I don't exactly feel aligned with that. I don't feel alive. I don't know. And so where are these new people that apparently are out there too, but I don't know where they are? So Vibe Tribe Transcendence is probably something that will be, like, really, really potent for you, Stacey. Like, definitely very, 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 very powerful. So keep an eye out for that as well. That will be a space, I think, that could really, 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 really call you and open you and connect for you. I hope those messages were useful and powerful for you today, beautiful. Millie, could you just let me know if you are here, beautiful soul? Before I get off, I will pull you a couple of messages. If you are still here live, just let me know. Just check my other phone. Excuse my sniffle. Then I'm going to have some curry for dinner. I'm super excited about it. Millie, yes, I am. Thank you, beautiful. Alrighty. Yeah, let's do Work Your Light first, and then we'll do a secret language of colour for you as well. Also, Stace, before I move on to Millie, red, maybe surround yourself in red, or see if you can just notice what red you have around you in the next, like, week or so as well, because it can definitely give us those different bits of healing of whatever we're going through as well. Those colour cards are very, very, very potent. Ugh, excuse me. Okay, beautiful Millie. Let's see what we have for you today. Beautiful. That one jumped out straight away, but let's just two fly outies for you. So straight away, water. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Retreat, rest, be held. So straight away, I see water. I don't know, I feel like there's a moon coming. There's a moon coming. I feel like there is there a full moon this week? Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. I almost want to say, like, there's not really many words that want to come out right now, Millie. It's like, what I'm getting is, like, maybe your energy is too high, like, it's too much, like, just rest, just, like, not me, not about me, but about you, about, like, that's a lot, like, just, you know how when I channel and when I talk really fast and it's like, it just comes out. It's almost like deep replenishment. Like, it's almost like you just need to sink into water, or like warm bath. I'm getting like warm bath, like rest, be held, retreat. Nourishment and replenishment. Like replenish, like, you know when we like buy a piece of furniture or something, like an old piece of furniture, and we like, what do you call, like you might sand it back or whatever, and then you might stain it or paint it, or like almost like that, but it's almost like, and I'm almost getting like it feels like maybe something to do with your body, like is there exhaustion, is there And then it's like, but maybe the exhaustion isn't even known. Like, are you even aware of it? Is the exhaustion coming? Is it building? Is it building layers and layers and layers and layers? So it's almost like, can you replenish? Can you replenish, rest, retreat? Can you be held? It's like maintenance replenishment along the way before you get to a burnout stage. Do you understand your relationship? I want to say, Millie, like, write it down on a piece of paper or write it in the comments or just put it down somewhere. It's like, do you know your relationship with your own burnout or overwhelm, exhaustion? Do you know your relationship? And if you do, are you aware of it? And where are you sitting? Like, where are you sitting in your relationship with, like, I want to say overwork, what did I say before? Overwork, overwhelm, burnout. Like, where are you sitting with it right now? It has been a crazy busy year. Yeah. So it's almost like, can you start to choose to make choices to, oh my God, the word rectify or redirect? But maybe it's like you can choose to build different routines than crazy busy year, if that makes sense. Yeah, because it's in our mindset and it's in our perception and it's how we hold that energy and how we feel about that. So in your routine of from this moment now, when you've just acknowledged that and you've just brought awareness to that, it has been a crazy busy year. Like, yes, life is always busy and crazy if we want it to be. And if we choose it to be, and if we see it and perceive it like that. But it's like, this message is like deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Like, what kind of lifestyle do you want to lead? What do you want to live every day? Whoa. What do you want to live every single day of your life? Like, do you want to live crazy busy year every single day for every single year? Because we choose and we create and we make what we want our life to be, even if it's not what we want. But our subconscious has often been trained to want that, if that makes sense. Like, I can't remember the wording, but it's like, when we create our life, we create everything that we are living in some way or form, if that makes sense. And even the things we do not like, or the unfortunate things, or the hard things, the challenging things, or the more negative or bad things, or the drama or the trauma, etc., we create that on some level, in some space, from our subconscious, even if we're like, well, and because I used to not get that when people would say that to me, and then I'll be like, well, I didn't create that, I wanted my car to fucking break down and stuff like this, or I'll be like, I didn't create that, what the fuck? And then in our subconscious somewhere, if we're, and there's the levels of like drama addiction and things like that, like, I realized I've had some shifts in my personal relationship lately with my partner. And there was some things and some thoughts and emotions that I was going through and shifting through and moving through, because I feel like we're moving to a next level in our relationship in a different space. And when I was going through some internal things about how I was feeling and how I was going to react and the thoughts that were coming up, I was like, shit, Maddie, you're looking for a fight. You're looking for a fight. You're looking for a hole. You're looking for a gap. You're looking for, he's done something wrong. You're looking for, but I wasn't consciously purposely wanting that to happen. But my subconscious was, in a way, it was like, I stopped myself, I caught myself, and I've been like breathing into it and journaling about it and learning about it, that I was like, oh, but really he's not, I'm looking to wrong him. And why am I looking to wrong him? Because it's in my programming, because it was in my coding before, which would have been passed down through my parents, through my generations, through people around me and relationships, and it was all I know. So it's not shaming myself, but it's bringing awareness to it, if that makes sense. So it can be the same, whether it's a relationship, it's a type of way that we choose to live our life. So it's like, deep replenishment can be, wow, potent. Deep replenishment, rest, retreat, be held, that can be a consistent. It's almost like it doesn't have to be crazy busy year. Even when life gets chaotic. Yep, there'll be times where there's a lot going on, or unfortunate or challenging things happen in life that are just going to happen, because those are the dark and the light of our life, if that makes sense. So there will be times that will always be hard or crushing or death and rebirth. but there can be a consistent of the lifestyle that you actually want to live on your daily. But you've got to start creating that. You've got to start building the foundations of that. So what I'm getting is like, can you journal and sit down, journal some things like, what do I want my daily life to look like? What do I want to feel like every single day of my life? What do I want it to feel and look like? What kind of people and relationships do I want in my life? What kind of career or my work or career or business or my passion or what I do every day, what do I want it to be? What do I want it to feel like? What would my dream life consciousness look like? Elevate your dream life consciousness, which I am releasing soon. It's like that. It's like we talk all about, it's like your dream life consciousness is what we want to step into and move into. And what do we actually like, because of that focus, and whatever we focus on comes to us. And if we focus on, and even the potency and the power of our words, of I worked on something for a very long time. I used to say, but I don't have enough time and I'm always busy. And then I was like, well, I'm always telling myself I'm fucking busy. So then it programs my mind, and then I always think I'm busy and that I've got no fucking time. So the reality is I've got no time because I've told myself I have no time, but I've wasted all my time saying I'm busy and I've got no time. And then I started to rephrase, and what was my rephrase? That, I can't even remember the right wording, but it was like something to do with I am growing, I am developing things, I am creating things, I am working on things, I am moving through the things that I like to create and that I like to do, or I'm choosing to put my energy and my time over here, so no thank you. A big thing, like we often get asked to do certain things, whether it's personal or professional or whatever, and we often go, oh, well, I'm busy, I can't do that. So reframing it when someone asks you to do something and you're like, actually, looking at my time and looking at my things and what's going on, thank you so much for the offer. But at the moment, I'm prioritizing this other thing because I'm really passionate about it. Or I want to put my time, my money, my energy into this other thing or into myself. Second card that came out for you today, Millie. I don't even know how to say this one. Mintaken? Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So I'm wondering, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. I'm wondering if you feel it, if there's some emotions quite similar to what Stacey, maybe there's a wave of it, a wave of feeling unbelonging, or like people don't get you, like no one gets you, that we feel alone even though we're not alone, and even though there's, when a lot of people say, like, I'm always here for you, I'm always here to listen, like, come talk to me, my door's open, la la la, but then we still almost like isolate ourselves, or we don't feel that connection, we don't feel the community, the belonging. It's almost like, do you know where you fit? Add that to general questions. Do you know where you fit? Or do you feel like you fit? Or do you feel like you unfit? And regardless of what your questions are there, like, what makes you feel like you fit or you belong? What would be the life that would look and feel like you belong, that would make you feel at home? What would it look like? What would it feel like? What things would be in it? What relationships, people, what practices, what experiences in your everyday life would you be doing when you felt at home, when you felt warm and at home, when you felt belonging? Just going to read this one from the book for you, Millie, and then we'll pull you a colour card, and then I'm going to go eat my curry. Mintaken, 116. Mintakens are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original lightworkers. The Mintakans' home planet is thought to have been a water world, with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, Mintakans feel most at peace and at home when in or around crystal clear water. They are here to teach us to see the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Many Mintakans have an odd longing for home and struggle with feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that it is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. If you pulled this card, it could mean that you are a Mintakan or are longing for a sense of belonging, and root chakra healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where that is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on earth to call your own. If so, you are being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now, to choose where you feel most at home and create it, rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. Hold the card on your heart and say, I allow myself to be truly here and at home on this planet. I release any grief around not belonging or feeling held and call in the perfect home. So I'm going to read that again and either say it out loud a few times to yourself, Millie, or write it out while you're journaling a few times. 5 times. Not a few times, thanks. 5 times. I allow myself to be truly here and at home on this planet. I release any grief around not belonging or feeling held and call in the perfect home. I allow myself to be truly here and at home on this planet. I release any grief around not belonging or feeling held and call in the perfect home. Millie says, yes, it makes sense. I do miss home and my friends, particularly around Christmas time. Yeah, sending so much love, Millie, because in our hearts as well, it can feel lonely and missing. And maybe there's a message in there. Of course, we miss people, our special people and experiences and times, but we can also learn to give ourselves different love in our own company as well. It does not replace it, if that makes sense. But maybe there's some other message or space there as well. Let's see what colour comes for you today, and then we'll jump off here. Chocolate. Nourish your body and soul. Those cards go together very well. 13. Let's read that for you, beautiful. Chocolate. That makes me want like chocolate fondue. Like, please. Chocolate fondue with some marshmallows and some yum strawberries or something dipped in it. 13. Chocolate. Blech. Chocolate is a mixture of brown and black that links us to the earth, providing healthy boundaries and encouraging structure. It accesses your shadow side to offer deeper insights and growth, and also provides you with nourishment and resilience. Nourish your body and soul with chocolate. Potently beautiful. There you go, darling. I hope those supported you today. And just a reminder, everyone, that we will have Elevate dropping in a few weeks. I did say this week, but I want it to be right when we launch it, as well as Vibe Tribe Transcendence paid membership community as well, which will be absolutely freaking potent for 2023 as well. So stay tuned. I love yous all. Millie says thank you. You're so welcome. I saw the message from Stace too. Stacey says, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the reading. I need this. Has given me some clarity. You are so welcome. Lovely to have you both here. Sending you both lots of loves, and we will see you again soon.